can always do better. Those words stayed with Elijah Wood from his childhood career till now. With the help of his loving mother, the actor was able to survive Hollywood as a teen, stay grounded, and build a career that continues to flourish.
Both internally and, where I am in my career if it hadn't been for my mom.
She kept you grounded?
Yeah, she was obsessed with keeping me grounded. She drilled humility into me.
It was also while focusing on his work that Elijah met his love and the mother of his son. Elijah Wood knew from a young age that he wanted to entertain. Being the second of 3 children born to Debbie and Warren Wood, Elijah grew up in a loving family that encouraged his interests in music and acting. At the tender age of 7, Wood started modeling and taking piano lessons. In elementary school, he landed roles in productions such as The Sound of Music and The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. His professional career also started at a young age. In 1988, Elijah appeared in the music video for Paula Abdul's Forever Your Girl. Earlier in his career, the actor appeared in works such as Back to the Future 2, Paradise, and The Good Son. His role in Child in the Night put the young actor on directors' radars, so the Iowa native was doing pretty well for himself at the time. Unfortunately, when he was 15 years old, Wood had to take a break from acting because of some issues in his personal life. When he took his acting hiatus, it was because the actor's parents were getting divorced. It was difficult for Elijah, but it didn't affect him as severely as other teenagers going through similar things. The actor never had a conventional relationship with his father and always felt closer to his mother. It didn't seem like a shock. It didn't leave any emotional scarring. It was something that I was able to emotionally and intellectually understand, he shared. After he took some time off to focus on himself and his family, Wood returned to Hollywood with his role in Flipper, a family adventure about a teenage boy who looks after a wounded dolphin.
Being able to work with the dolphins was sort of something that I've always wanted to do. And I really wanted to do this because of that.
The buzz around this film promoted the actor from an adorable adolescent to a teenage icon. Wood became a favorite subject for magazines like Teen Beat, Bop, and Tiger Beat. The actor was such a heartthrob for teenagers that fans would camp out at his family's home, sometimes knocking on the door to make daring requests. "Oh, I can tell you about that," Elijah said with some exasperation in a 1996 interview. "Everybody knew where I lived. Some parents came to my door and said, 'Can you make an appearance at my daughter's birthday party?' They just hound you," he added. Teenage stardom can be a slippery slope. As we've seen with many young actors, there are pitfalls to Hollywood. Due to certain degrees of trauma, impressionable young actors can take the path of poor money management, an inflamed ego, and substance abuse, thus spiraling out of control. But Wood was far from this fate. Through the devoted upbringing from his mother and her persistent guidance on how to stay grounded and not be affected by others, Elijah remained unscathed. "I've got a wonderful mother. I could never see myself getting ruined by Hollywood as so many child actors have," the actor said in 1997. Another side of young stardom is parents who propel their children to fame in hopes of benefiting from their success. This wasn't the case for Wood either. Instead, his mom's main concern was to educate him, and the actor is beyond grateful that she let him go at his own pace. "I was really lucky," Wood confessed. Aside from being a teen heartthrob, throughout the 90s, Elijah continued to wow the film industry with his acting. Then, in 1999, came the role that would mark a significant milestone in his career, Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The actor had heard about the first film, and having read The Hobbit, was very familiar with writer J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy world, filled with wizards, elves, and magic. He also knew that Peter Jackson was directing the film, and Wood is a big fan of Jackson's work. The Kiwi filmmaker is the mind behind Heavenly Creatures, the 2005 remake of King Kong, and Mortal Legends, to name a few. Elijah was very eager to be part of this film. So, after a friend convinced him he'd make a perfect Frodo Baggins, the two began making the actor's first VHS audition tape, a memory he recalled fondly. Wood didn't just read the lines in front of a camera and turn in a tape of that. No, instead, the ambitious young actor went the extra mile. On making the tape, he said, "I went to a vocal coach for the dialect and enlisted some friends, including George Wang, who is a writer and filmmaker. We went out to the woods in Griffin Park and shot 2 of the audition sequences there and 1 at my house." Each scene represented Frodo at a different stage of his journey.
And we shot these scenes, and then we cut them together that night. I was then given this VHS tape. It was before burning DVDs. This was 1999. I took that tape to the casting office.
Obviously, the director felt impressed with what he saw because Elijah was the first actor to be cast in the film, and the rest is history. The actor would spend the next 16 months of his life in New Zealand as the entire trilogy was filmed there back to back, and then he returned several times to do pickup scenes for the subsequent sequels. The Lord of the Rings trilogy was a massive success, earning the young actor critical acclaim for his portrayal of Frodo. The role also cemented his status as one of Hollywood's most talented actors. After the significant success of the film franchise, Elijah's next mission was to avoid being typecast and went for roles that were the opposite of Frodo Baggins. My immediate feeling after the first Rings movie came out was that I couldn't conceive of doing anything massive again, the actor said. So, the first thing he worked on afterward was a movie that very few know about called Ash Wednesday. One of my reasons for doing it was because it was really tiny. I was only in makeup for 4 minutes a day, Wood joked. He has since played various characters, including a lab technician in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a serial killer in Sin City, and the voice of the lovable Mumble in Happy Feet. The actor also featured in the 2017 crime drama I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. The film won the US Dramatic Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival, but there's also another very special thing about it. While on set, Wood stumbled across Mette Marie Kongsved, a Danish film producer. It is speculated that the two started dating in 2016, but they only publicly confirmed their romance 2 years later when they were seen holding hands in Pasadena. The Lovebirds are very private about their personal lives, so you don't hear much about them. However, in 2020, reports confirmed that the Lord of the Rings star and his partner had welcomed their first child together, a son. Aside from his glorious acting career, Elijah has plenty of other endeavors to keep us entertained. In 2005, the music lover launched his own label, Simeon Records. The company was dissolved in 2015, but while it was around, the actor directed a music video for one of the bands he'd signed. He doesn't just play in Middle-earth. Woods also made his mark on the dance music scene. The actor is also a DJ, and a successful one at that.
I read online that your DJ name is DJ Frodo. True or false?
So false.
Okay.
He founded the duo Wood and Wisdom with his friend Zach Cowie, and the two have spun at events worldwide. The 42-year-old also founded the production company Spectre Vision with Daniel Noah and Josh Waller. This star is no one-trick pony. While he does all these other projects, Wood continues to act and develop iconic roles. We may hear very little about his personal life, but his acting career is always on our minds. Those piercing blue eyes are hard to forget. There must be a secret to being so majorly successful, right? Well, it's not really a secret, rather an advice that helped Elijah in his younger years. I think it might have even been Mel Gibson that told me this. He said that you can always do better, the actor revealed. As Elijah explained it, the subtext of this advice is that there is always something to strive for, always something to learn, and always a way to grow. I think that's incredibly true, and an incredibly valuable piece of advice. You should never stop striving to do better work. It's the fire in our engine, he said. As he got older and transitioned between different phases of his career, Wood learned to value the integrity of his work. What has always driven me is just having a kind of heart response to material, and not let there be any outside forces that determine why I'm doing something, the actor said. That is a very Frodo Baggins kind of philosophy. He really was perfect for that role. Much like how his iconic character escaped the temptation of the One Ring's power, so did Elijah Wood sidestep the curse of Hollywood's detriments. From a young age, the actor focused on what he loved and has since built a beautiful life and outstanding career. We're excited to see what else he does as he continues to evolve his art. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We'd love it if you could share our channel with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more celebrity stories. Be well and be kind.